Pioneer family, here is our summer update to both inspire and inform. Firstly, be encouraged that the spiritual temperature continues to rise across the nation. I happened to be at New Wine and DTI after wildfires, and it was a complete joy to hear the same things being shared by those leading other events about an increased hunger for God, about an increase in the presence of God, more stories of healing, of salvation, and dramatic breakthroughs. And as I have reflected on wildfires, it feels an immense privilege that as Pioneer we are right at the heart of it. In fact, in terms of numbers, this year, 1 in 10 of those at the festival were from Pioneer churches. For those of you who weren't there this year, do chat to anyone you know who was, because it was a really special time with a number of distinctives to previous years. The regular testimonies of people who've recently been found by Jesus, the worship, which was beautiful and deep and glorious. There were no spectators. Everyone was caught up in the tangible presence of God, and the powerful and the corporate contending we did as representatives of the church across the UK, and the stories of the resulting breakthroughs and healing. Here is an amazing story of healing from Hope Church, a Pioneer church in Norfolk. The backstory is this. Brian suffered with peripheral neuropathy due to severe diabetes, which meant his nerves were dead in both feet up to his shins for around 10 years and 5 years in his hands. He had to have specially designed shoes and boots and used an electric wheelchair for longer distances and a stick to walk short distances. With no feeling in his hands, he couldn't do his shirt buttons up, couldn't open crisp packets, open cans of drink, turn pages in books. At wildfires, he was anointed with oil and instantly healed. He no longer wears his specially designed shoes. In fact, he went out and bought himself a new pair of Skechers trainers after getting back from wildfires. He felt the carpet under his feet for the first time in 10 years. He now walks without a stick, can do his shirt buttons up easily, and feels his life has been transformed. Here's a video of Brian hoovering at the church's community cafe. If you know of any other stories of healing or salvation from wildfires, do email them into the Pioneer admin address. Those of you who were there at wildfires, you will remember the evening where the agenda was scrapped, the Holy Spirit took over, and many powerful prayers for healing took place after a couple from Copenhagen called Eric and Erica Anderson were interviewed. There was something so special about their story, not just of a dramatic healing, but of their deep encounter with Jesus that literally made their faces shine as they spoke about it. They seem to embody the title that we've given to the next Pioneer Annual Leaders Conference, called Presence and Power. And so after wildfires, I invited them to join us in March for our conference, and I heard yesterday that they could make it. The other keynote speaker, who will be known to all of us, is Nicky Gumbel, the founder of Alpha and a statesman in the UK church. So it's already a phenomenal lineup. Tickets are already open, so get yours quick. In addition, we will be having the Pioneer International Conference for 2 days beforehand on the 4th and the 5th of March. And we're inviting over 30 leaders from across Pioneer's global family to come and join us here in the UK. This is an opportunity for many of us across the UK to open up our homes to some amazing and inspirational leaders from around the world, some coming from places of revival, others from persecution, others leading church in really tough circumstances, and we would simply love for them to experience our hospitality and give them a bit of a rest and bless them. And they, of course, will be a blessing back. The request is this: to host someone or a couple from Friday the 27th or the 28th of March, bring them to Manchester on late Tuesday 3rd of March or first thing Wednesday 4th of March, because that's when we start the international conference at 10 a.m. on the Wednesday. We would then ask you to take them back to the airport at the end of the annual leaders conference at the end of Saturday 7th of March. If you can be a host home and provide a welcoming space, meals for those few days before the conference, please let us know by emailing admin@pioneer.org.uk. Finally, events coming up in the Pioneer calendar are Senior Leaders Retreat in September, Younger Leaders Development Weekend in November, and our two-day core module on being kingdom orientated in November. So lots going on to serve and strengthen our churches at this exciting time to help us all be match fit and ready for handling this awakening that we find ourselves in at this time. God is on the move. Be encouraged, Pioneer.